Today, the 26th of April, 2023, is World Intellectual Property Day, a day that is marked annually as an initiative of the World Intellectual Property Organization, which is a specialized United Nations agency seized with intellectual property matters. The theme this year is Women and Intellectual Property, Accelerating Innovation and Creativity. What does this mean for us today as ASAF members? Well, one of the first things we should do is to pause, reflect, recognize, and applaud the sterling contributions of women to innovation and creativity. A significant portion of ASAF members are women. These are scientists at the cutting edge of their fields, making sterling contributions to science, technology, and innovation in the pursuit of sustainable development. We celebrate and applaud them. We also need to take another breath and take a sober look at the barriers that affect women's participation in innovation and intellectual property. They are extensive, and I'll share a non-exhaustive list of them. They include lack of access to science, technology, engineering, the arts and mathematics, STEAM, education and training opportunities, unequal distribution of caregiving responsibilities, which continue to fall disproportionately on women, the stereotyping, discrimination, and biases that exist in the workplace, as well as in policy and practice, the lack of formal training opportunities in innovation and intellectual property, lack of mentoring opportunities on intellectual property and business, and the fact that intellectual property protection does not yet extend to all fields where women are innovating and creating, and that the system in innumerable ways disadvantages women innovators and creators. Having noted these barriers, what then does it behove us to do? Well, as scientists, we need to act. We can act in a variety of ways. For instance, we can explore and report on barriers in different contexts across South Africa, Africa, and the globe. We can consider different scientific fields. We can consider formal settings and informal settings. We can consider rural settings, urban settings, in order to better understand these barriers so that we can more effectively act to reduce them. We can provide STEAM education and training opportunities, focus our energies on addressing inequality wherever it persists, wherever it still remains. And the rest of us, or some of us, can direct their energies towards nuancing regulatory frameworks to eliminate or at least reduce the barriers that still work to the disadvantage of women. There's a lot of research that has been done on these areas and more. For example, some members of ASAF have published in journals, a variety of journals, a lot of literature. Some of it is found in the South African Journal of Science, which is published by ASAF. At the South African Research Chair for Intellectual Property, Innovation and Development, where I am based at the University of Cape Town, we do a lot of research on intellectual property and the gender dimensions of it. Similarly, in the networks that we participate in, such as the Open Air Network, which is African Innovation and Research Network, we look there again on the gender dimensions of intellectual property law. So I invite you, my fellow ASAF members, to take some time today to think about the research that is already available. Take time to share your own research that sheds light on all of these matters so that we can get the conversation going between us on what intellectual property and innovation hold for women, and how we can reduce the barriers to women's participation in innovation and intellectual property, so that we can maximize that laudable contribution of women to innovation and creativity in all of its forms, in all contexts in which it is found.